Hi, this is Sarah, and I want to talk to you about cross-crawling today. And you may or may not be aware, cross-crawling is a technique that allows your left brain and your right brain to connect to one another. And since we were given two sides to our brain, I think it's quite crucial that they work in harmony with one another. So, let's just talk about those two sides of the brain for just a moment. I'm sure many of you are aware that we have two brain hemispheres, and we identify those as a left hemisphere and a right hemisphere. Now, the left brain hemisphere is the one that's responsible for thinking, really, our logic, our words, how we communicate, our order and control, and parts. And the right side, the right hemisphere, is responsible for creating pictures, for our feelings or emotions, for the wholeness or the whole body, and for spontaneity. And the reason that I'm so interested in this is actually because throughout the process of hypnosis, or the use of hypnotic language, that process is actually balancing our left and our right brain hemispheres. However, there are physical ways to do this, and one of the most powerful is cross-crawling. And I guess the first question you'd want to know is, how do I know if my brain hemispheres are out of balance? Well, we don't always. However, some of the symptoms of an imbalanced left and right hemisphere can be poor coordination, poor balance, poor muscle tone in the body, and also allergies, interestingly enough, and learning disabilities or communication disabilities. So I just want you to think about this for a moment, especially those of you who are attending my NLP Practitioner training or the Fast Call Life training, because I want you to think about how the two areas of the brain, when they're in harmony, that's where we are able to make a shift. That's where we're able to shift values, shift beliefs. That's where we're able to feel balanced and find our equilibrium. Now, let's just talk about that muscle tone for a moment. And I'm really interested in the fact that we describe it as muscle tone, because obviously, depending on how toned our muscles are, we resonate at a different level. As you know, we are made of trillions, something like 50 trillion cells. And something you may not know, and you can refer to Bruce Lipton for this, is that each of those 50 trillion cells emits 1.4 volts of electricity. That's quite interesting, isn't it? So that means that we have about 700 trillion volts of electricity running through our body, which makes us pretty powerful from that perspective. So just think for a moment, if you have an emotional shock or if you receive a trauma, then something happens to the electrical makeup in your body, because the waves of that trauma actually interfere with the movement or flow of energy inside our bodies. And obviously our body is inherently connected to our brain, which is managed by our mind. And please, as well, let's be really distinct, because mind and brain are two very different things. And mind relates to consciousness, again, which we know is energetic, and the brain is the physical element that sits inside our skull and manages the electrochemical and magnetic output, or feedback and forward feed. So, going back to cross-crawling, our left brain, responsible for logic, words, order, and control, actually manages the right side of our body because it crosses over at our eyes, and our right brain, responsible for pictures, emotions, wholeness, and spontaneity, manage our left side of the body. So, what's really useful physically is cross-crawling. Now, I'm not an expert in cross-crawling as such, so what I'm doing is I'm putting a video below for you to refer to of somebody who is an expert in cross-crawling, because I'd rather you learn from them. What I'm interested in is the concept. I also want to point out to you that yoga is a continual cross crawl. That's exactly what we're doing when we do yoga. We are crossing over our right side and our left side. I also want to encourage you to understand that when we're learning, often we might sit with one leg crossed over the other, or we might even sit with our arms crossed. And actually this is really good because it balances our brain hemispheres. So we've been conditioned to believe, and some cultures have been conditioned to believe, that you have to sit upright and sit with your legs straight in order to demonstrate concentration. Actually, that is complete rubbish. And sitting comfortably and crossing over your body can be a really, really powerful to balance those brain hemispheres so you access that very, very powerful learning state, allowing you to take on information really quickly. So, naturally, during NLP training, you will be learning cross-crawling in the mind, which is effectively hypnosis. Furthermore, we also do some physical cross-crawling at the beginning of each day in order to balance you in to that learning state. So if you'd like to know more about cross-crawling, please take a look at the video below. And if you'd like to get in touch about NLP Practitioner training, please do. All the details are below this video. Thanks very much.